Say hello, Dr. Hankins in class. This is Holly Rains. Today I'm going to tell you guys about The Blind Assassin by Margaret Atwood. We're going to give some examples of how postmodernism is throughout this book, which makes it a defining example of the postmodern period. I'm going to start by just setting the scene for you and giving you a little information about the plot. That way when I give the examples it makes a little more sense, because this was a pretty complex novel. So our story begins with an elderly Iris Griffin. She's our protagonist, and she is sad and lonely, and she decides she wants to write a memoir to just kind of explain the complex family dynamic to her estranged granddaughter, Sabrina. And then also throughout this novel, there are some mixed in excerpts from Laura, Iris's sister's book called The Blind Assassin, which is detailing an affair between a man and a woman. And then we also get a little bit about Laura and Iris growing up. We find out how Iris marries Richard Griffin. She eventually becomes pregnant and has a daughter, but it is also revealed that she too is having an affair. And then another big reveal is Laura, Iris's sister, is actually facing abuse at the hands of Richard, Iris's husband. He is hurting her, raping her. She believes she's pregnant with his baby, which she is, but he just tells her she's crazy. And so to kind of rid himself and his family of this problem, he has Laura sent to a mental institution. And so years later, the two sisters kind of reunite. Laura is no longer in the asylum, and Iris has left her husband. And so they kind of fill each other in and spill some secrets. They find out that they were both having an affair with the same man. His name was Alex. And Iris tells Laura that Alex has passed away, that he died in the war. She becomes distraught. She did not know he was gone. She grabs Iris's car keys off the table and she leaves. The next morning, the car is found had been driven off a bridge, so it was an apparent suicide from Laura. And then our biggest reveal at the end is the whole time we believed The Blind Assassin was by Laura, but it was actually written by Iris. So this whole affair that was being detailed in that little excerpt was actually about Iris's affair with Alex. So now that we know a little bit about the story, I can give you examples of postmodernism throughout. Number one would be the unreliable narrator. So we know that at the beginning, Iris is wanting to write to her granddaughter Sabrina and really wanting to rekindle that relationship. So it is very possible that she is trying to paint herself in a better light, and try to only tell events from her perspective, or maybe only give half truth, just to try to make herself look better so that she can try to have a relationship with her granddaughter. And then also, because of the big reveal at the end that Iris wrote The Blind Assassin, not Laura, we find out that we really only got all of these stories from one perspective, Iris's. So there's no way to know, again, if these were half-truths, if they were lies completely that she's just making up, or if they didn't happen at all. So it's really hard for readers to know what truly went down. And then next, the story follows a non-linear timeline. As I mentioned, it starts with an elderly Iris wanting to write her memoir. We have excerpts from the past with the girls younger, Iris and Laura. We learn about Iris's marriage and more. And then the excerpts from The Blind Assassin about the affair. And then there are also some chapters that have like newspaper or article clippings. Like in chapter 14, there's a newspaper clipping detailing Laura's apparent suicide. So there's a lot of those throughout as well. And then lastly, the book really just leaves a lot open to interpretation. Again, because of this unreliable narration and the reveal at the end that Iris wrote The Blind Assassin, not Laura, there's just a lot left that the reader has to kind of come up with the answers on their own. So first would be, could Iris have truly known about the abuse that Laura was going through because of Iris's husband, Richard? She could have known and maybe just wanted to keep this to herself so that she could continue her affair with Alex, not have to deal with this drama of her family. And then what were Iris's true feelings about Laura's death? And one big question that remains that I've seen other readers think as well is, was Laura's death truly a suicide? I don't want to think that Iris did anything to harm her sister, but it just seems suspicious that it was Iris's car that Laura died in. It was Iris's car that went off the bridge. So there's no way to know if she truly had different feelings about it, if she had something to do with it. There's a lot open that readers really have to come to terms with on their own. Then my last slide here is just my references. Just wanted to thank you guys for watching, and I hope I taught you a little bit about postmodernism and Margaret Atwood's The Blind Assassin. Thank you.